Welcome back to another mic'd up video. I'm going to start warming up. I did already start this video, but then I deleted the clip because I think it was just too long, and I want to actually be moving while I am talking, or at least be in the process of warming up. And the goal today is to hit some snatch balance, some front squat plus jerk, front squat, and some snatch pulls of some sort. Notice I got Onyx wrist straps on. I accidentally purchased these. I went through too many confirming screens on their website because I was looking at buying them anyway. And when they went through, I didn't bother trying to cancel it because I was like, well, I kind of wanted them anyway. So it's so far been a really nice purchase. They help a lot with wrist support. They don't have any give, which is exactly what I was kind of already doing with athletic tape. And with athletic tape, it loosens or it kind of rips as you use it. So it's not ideal for a whole workout. So far, these are really nice. Just like with the pads down there, I don't know how long they'll last and the durability of them, but as far as like how they feel right now, they feel fantastic because they don't let my wrist move back as maximally as I guess as it was before. I think that's a big reason why I like having stuff on my wrist and my knees and stuff is because I'm almost too mobile in these areas. So it's nice to kind of prevent some of that extra range of motion. Because like in the bottom of a squat, I can always, now I'm still sore and not warmed up, but I can sit down here forever. It's just moving up out of it that's more painful. But oftentimes in a snatch, trying to get out of that very bottom of the hole can be a little extra difficult because of that deep position that I'm able to get in on some of the heavier attempts. But wrist wrap so far I'm happy with. Next to my right scap is a little bit tight, so that's just kind of annoying. But training this whole week's been pretty decent. I've had some ups and downs. I think these wrist wraps came in like Monday or Tuesday, so I haven't used them the whole week. I guess you'll be able to see in the videos as I progress through when I start to use them. But yesterday, I trained real heavy. I was able to get up to 125 in the snatch, and then took a couple cracks at 156, but I just didn't have enough in me to do that. I think a lot of that was just leg strength. As my legs continue to get stronger, hopefully, that weight will start to come back and be a more weekly occurrence. And that's kind of the goal right now, is to make that 125, 155, or 156 that ended up being yesterday to be more of a weekly thing that I'm able to do. And at least as of now, I've hit 125, 2 weeks in a row on that heavy day, which I need to just always have on Saturday. I keep trying to do it on Friday, and Fridays just aren't a good day to train just because, I have school. I teach all day, and then to go and max out isn't usually the optimal day versus Saturdays where I can sleep in and eat and relax all day. A lot less stress on those days. But I don't have a big goal of what I want to hit today in these movements. I just kind of want to do them because I haven't done a snatch balance in a little bit, and I'm kind of curious how they'll feel with these wrist straps. They're a little bit uncomfortable in the sense that they're kind of pushing on my hands, but they're all my wrist, I guess, below my hands in the front of it. But they're not. It's not like a bad discomfort. It's tight, which is kind of what you want. Left shoulder's a little achy too. Definitely achy, so we'll see how they go. I was pretty conservative with the goals I wanted to hit with those, but besides this session, I'm going to stop the video and start it again. So I'm going to put knee wraps on, and I'll talk a little bit more about some of the heavier sessions I had this week. I forget what day it was when I did the low block work, but I hit one of the heaviest snatches I've done in a little bit with that 132, and then hit a 160 clean. I wasn't able to do the jerk on it. I would have been pleasantly surprised to be able to clean and jerk that, or to do a jerk with 160 after any sort of clean. Definitely am not there yet strength-wise, but it was definitely nice to hit that snatch particularly. They were just grooving. The low block work I haven't done in a little bit. They actually, I think it matches my PR. I think I might have done 290 before, and that is just a little bit over that, obviously. So not really truly a PR, but pleasantly surprised with that day. I'm hoping to have more more days like that, obviously, but a lot of that just is determined by how I feel. I got different shoes on today, my other Reebok ones. I just felt like wearing them. Not for any particular reason, just because. I don't know if you're able to really see them from here, probably. Just gotta keep getting warm. Everything's kind of achy, but after a really heavy session, it's kind of what you expect, everything to not feel great. I think I'd be more depressed if I came to a day after a super heavy session, and everything didn't hurt, and everything felt great. It just means I didn't really go that heavy the previous day. Like, max out your deadlift, and the next day you can train normally. It should hopefully get to the point where it has a detriment to your training. Oh. Well, we'll get some weight on here. We'll just keep the video running because it's only going to be the green. But, when you got pain, you have to be able to work through it, and that's most of weightlifting. It's just dealing with pain. Maybe I'm the only one that has it, but I feel like that's the biggest thing that gets people. I think people don't make progress, and then they start to hurt, and then they're like, I don't want to do this anymore. Hard part is being in pain and not progressing in the way that you want. And everyone wants to progress linearly forever. So the hard part is being okay with not linearly progressing forever. Because even if I was on a cocktail of Georgian supplements, I wouldn't be linearly progressing forever. All right. Like I said, there's no particular goals of what I want to get to today. I just want to do some snatch balances, whatever weight I get to, even if it's just 43 kilos. Not too bad. I'll start and stop the video and go up to 61 and just keep moving up. Now to 61. This I'm definitely, because I hate the movement, I'm not trying to, go balls to the wall with it, but I still want to push it relatively hard because overhead strength obviously is a weakness of mine. So it's good to kind of push where you can, but you have to be smart about it. And it's easy to be smart about not going too hard in a movement you don't like, but hit a rep here. It feels good. We'll keep moving up. New wrap came off. Whoop. Does that sometimes. Oh well. But we'll go up to 80 and do that real quick. These don't really feel good. It's hard to describe. I don't know if snatch balances have ever felt good when I've done them. I've never done them and been like, oh yeah, it feels fantastic. I'm ready to max this out today, but it doesn't hurt anything too bad. I'm just kind of generally sore, but nothing more so than the other. And that's kind of the mindset I have with pain and discomfort. It's like something's always going to be sore and stuff, but it's like that extreme pain. I think that's being a little over dramatic, but like the pain that like really limits you and distracts you from your training, like the fact that my shoulder is a little bit sore, my quads are a little bit sore, or like my quad tendons, like it's not limiting me. It's just like kind of annoying, but I haven't been, depending on anti-inflammatories and stuff like that. And it's also, this is 80 kilos, so it's not like I'm going to die with this weight famous last words before I drop 80 kilos on my cranium. All right. Not too bad. Sorry to stop the video. I'll just go up to 102 just because it's snatch balances and I'll be able to kind of grit through it. But I don't know how much I'll go past that because it is not the most comfortable thing to be doing because they suck. But we'll see what happens. We got 102. My best ever is actually what my best snatch is from the floor of 135. And I'm not sure if that's so much a snatch balance as an overhead squat. When it gets heavy, I start to be really slow in the eccentric just to maintain the balance of the movement. So I wouldn't consider those true snatch balances, but they're also not truly an overhead squat because I am dipping under it slowly but surely to catch it. But this is 102. So just obviously as I've been doing singles, so we're going to keep that up. Didn't feel bad from a muscular standpoint, but my wrist was a little bit wobbly. Everything kind of hurt on it, so I didn't want to try to re-rack it. It's a good rule of thumb if you ever do any sort of overhead stuff or just weightlifting stuff in general. If you're not sure, don't try to do anything crazy. Like, if you're going to re-rack it and you're comfortable with it, obviously that's fine. But if you feel unsure, just get off of it. If a weight feels weird, just get away from it. That's the that's the biggest advice I could give for people. When you see those like weird CrossFit videos when people like drop bars themselves, it's because they are not paying attention to what their body is doing. And if your center of balance feels off, don't try to save the weight. Just drop it and then retry it. Like it's much better to miss a rep than to drop a bar on yourself or to lose your balance and do something crazy. But 102 is good. It was 2 kilograms more than what the goal was today. I just put 100 on there just as an arbitrary thing, but that was good. So I'm gonna get this back up there, and I'll just keep this same weight on there and do some snatch push press just to get some continued overhead work. But I think I always say like I want to progress in my snatch balance, but I'm just happy to do it in any amount because it's just good work to do for me in general. Even I suppose especially because it is kind of painful to do, but it was nothing that was particularly bad. But I think if I went up any more, I'd have to fight really, really hard to do it, and I'm not about trying to do that today. So stop the clip here, get this back up there. I'm going to take a 45 off because I don't want to do a power clean with the 102 right now, and then some snatch push press. Now we're on to the second movement. I don't know if I'm going to do multiple sets. Probably more than one rep here, but I don't think I really want to push past this just because I kind of want to work with this weight since it's what I snatch balance. So it seems like it'd be a good weight to work with anyway. But I don't know how many reps. At least 2. 2 to 5, I suppose. Whew. So a set of 5 there was good. I don't really want to do more. I think I could do more volume, muscular-wise, but joint-wise, I want to be a little bit more conservative because while these wrist wraps, they do help a lot, they are kind of, they do kind of pinch my hand, so they do kind of hurt after a little bit with that, but wrist and everything held up fine, and that set felt good. But the big reason I like snatch push press like that, and when I take off one of these 45s while I talk, is because I can do it essentially without any warm-up, and it doesn't hurt my body too bad, and I can push pretty hard in the movement. So it's a good way to get overhead work without a really stressful movement like a snatch balance or overhead squats. Because for me, those movements aren't bad as far as doing them from a programming standpoint, but they're very mentally stressful and also just very difficult for me to do joint-wise, and it just kind of hurts to do them. And when something hurt, and I think one of the reasons why they always hurt is because I always do them like after a really heavy session. I'm not doing them on a day where I feel good anyway, so I always kind of set myself up for failure in that regard. But a lot of these like accessory movements I try to do, or I usually do on a day where I don't want to do stuff on the floor, so I'm already kind of behind the 8 ball in that regard. But I'm gonna sit down here for a couple minutes, maybe play a game or two of chess, and then do some front squat plus jerk. I want to get to the 143 with it, but we'll play that by ear, see how everything feels. Usually jerks don't bother my wrist hardly at all, but the best part of these wrist wraps is like after, I don't have wrist pain or like wrist soreness after, so they are doing their job, providing support. But time to play some chess, I suppose. All right, I'm back, getting this other wrist. I guess you can call them wraps. I don't really view them as wraps, wrist belts. But if you hear dog fighting noises outside, Michael Vick isn't stopping by my house to hang out. It's just the dogs playing. They like to get aggressive sometimes. Move this over to the side. So front squat plus jerks now. We got up to 102 and the snatch balance and the snatch push press, which is good for a lighter session. I don't really know what I would get up to in those movements in a heavier one if I felt good. Because like I mentioned before, I never really do them when I'm in peak shape. All right. Front squats suck. Only negative of these wrist straps, and I kind of only notice it on like front squats, is I can't really do it, but like having a full grip on a front squat isn't really possible with these, just because I'm not able to hyperflex my wrist. But honestly, it's not a big deal. It's just in my fingers like it is normally, and honestly, it's more comfortable anyway. So we'll throw 102 on here while I'm here. Front squat kind of felt like trash, but I don't remember a front squat ever feeling nice. Front squats, like snatch balances, are not very fun. All right, so we got 102. Nice thing with these lighter sessions is one of the reasons why it's good not to push up and why I like doing these sessions sometimes is you're not really mentally taxed doing these because you're not pushing up very heavy. Even like on that snatch balance, like that last 102, I was more focused on that, but it wasn't like I was worried about missing it. Just like this. Just have to do it. Just do it. feel kind of trash today, so I'm actually gonna stop at 102 with those as well. They still feel, I don't know. I think I'll reload it and probably go up to 125, maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna stop the camera and think about it. Kind of feels like trash today. Not surprising, but that movement didn't go too bad. As you can see, I decided to man up and go up to 125, so should move all right. Just sore, tired. So mostly those things. Cognitively, I feel good. It's hard to really describe unless you train a lot, where you can feel mentally like ready to train, but your body is just kind of like sore and stuff. There's only so much you can do to push past the body, but it's nice to mentally feel ready to kind of attack weights, even if my body's telling me no. All right. So it's 125. Do a front squat to jerk. Kind of an ugly jerk, but it is what it is. I might stop there, I might not. Okay. We'll stop the camera and decide, so you'll know when I come back. As you can see, I decided to man up once again to go to 145, 320. I think technically in pounds it's 319, but 1 pound isn't going to kill me. Might miss it, but surely won't kill me. So we're doing front squat plus jerk. I'm going to set this in front of me just to make sure the mic isn't getting caught on anything. So my heaviest front squat and jerk in a while. I think my best ever is 150. But I'm certainly not going to be in the condition to do that today. I'm very happy to get this. Kind of similar to the 156 attempts I did yesterday, where it's just a bit too heavy. I'm not going to try to do that again because the front squat felt pretty difficult. I'm also not going to front squat. I'm just going to do some pulls after that. It's because front squats feel kind of crappy today. And I think it'd be better just to wait and do this tomorrow when I'm a little bit more recovered from the heavy session yesterday. And pulls, I can always do. So we get this weight moved. I'll start at 102 and do some just regular snatch pulls and just go from there. But honestly, I would have been really surprised to be able to hit that because that's what I clean jerked yesterday from the floor. So doing a front squat plus jerk the day after would have been really, really nice, but like I said, rather surprising. But hit the 125, which is more than I wanted to do after that 102, and then took a crack at that, which is fine. So we get this taken off and do some pulls and then be done. I think I mentioned this in the last mic up, but I've been doing the ab wheel pretty consistently, and at first it destroys me every time I start to do it. But because I've been doing it more consistent, my abs have gotten less sore from them, or at least less destroyed. They're still quite tired from yesterday, but I did 4 sets of 5, and I do them with just on my knees, not like a true calisthenics bro, but I'm too big weight-wise to be able to do that. As you see, I still got 125 on the bar. I'm just going to keep it here because I don't feel like taking off the green, and it's just pulls, so it's nothing that's going to be too heavy. But with the ab wheel, I've been really liking doing those, and I think that they just ab work for me is just good to do. And because those hurt so bad, it's probably a good idea to do them. Hurt in a sense of like musculature fatigue, not really like pain in a negative way. But I've been doing those a little bit too much at first, and then I dialed them back. I did them a couple times this week. Got up to 4 sets of 5. Better than the first time I did it. I did it like 3 times on Easter, and my abs hurt for like 3 days after. Oh. All right. We'll see how this feels. Yeah, I snatched it yesterday, so you think I should be able to pull it pretty easy. Oh. I don't know if that was 4 or 5, or if that was 3 or 4. I'm gonna do one more. Hopefully this was 5. But as you notice, a lot of my workouts, I don't do a lot of straight sets, and it's just because I train frequently. So if you train frequently, it's one way to get volume in, but I'm not going to do more. I could add the weight. My low back doesn't feel bad. I just have like a weird spot over there, and I don't feel like doing more than that. And honestly, with pulls, because they're so easy for me, I could always go heavier on them. But oftentimes, if I feel bad in like squats and other movements like I did today, it's probably better to keep them a bit lighter. But whew, got more weightage from that than I thought. But that's going to be it for this one. Lighter session. Nothing that was too radical. Fortunately, wasn't able to do that 145 front squat to jerk, but we'll get back up to that pretty soon, hopefully. And just keep adding those in. I don't know how much I'll do snatch balances and stuff, but the front squat plus jerk will be a good move for you to do. But, whew. With that being said, that's the end of this mic'd up video. I'll talk to you all in the next one.